Welcome to Friday's Channeling at Odyssey of Ascension. This is Roxy. Welcome once again. 2 weeks, I think, away is the live Q&A. No, not the live Q&A. Send in your questions Q&A.
Yeah,
so I think we still have a couple of weeks. What is it?
It's the 17th today.
Yeah, so we have the last Wednesday. So whatever the last Wednesday of the month is, I'll remind you. 28. But if you guys got questions, go ahead and send them. Start sending them in. That'll be awesome. And then we'll do that once again. And in the meanwhile, we're going to channel. Awesome. Have fun. Hang on. Hair's a little wet still. It gets cold. And greetings once again to the collective. Ocyphius here. Bid you all a good day. Now, let us discuss something. Let us idealize something. What truly is fact and fiction? What is truth? There it is. Many of you. Excellent. What you choose it to be. Absolutely. What is fact? What you make fact. Truly. So we thought we'd bring some magic in today to see how you feel vibrationally within the self of honesty. To really challenge, if you will, the self of you in belief. Is it really possible? Stand by. You're very intent on that, Tommy. How are you?
Doing very well.
Good. Greetings. I'm Leviticus. Levi, you can call me. Matters not. Leviticus works. Levi works. Professor L works. If you choose it to work. Matters not. So, what Ocyphius has said is a challenging idea. Am I real? Well, yeah. From my point of view, I know I'm real. I don't question it. You never doubt. You try to, though. But you never doubt you're a fucking human. You don't. I must have been born over here. I don't belong on this planet. All those little candy games you guys play with identity of yourselves. But you are a human. You didn't play a joke on yourself. You came here to be human, and you are a human. Now, you are all that is playing a game of a human. But don't mess around with all the meanings, because then you're going to just fill your head with a whole bunch of frickin' distractions. Not needed. How you doing, Happy? So, in that idea, you know you're human. So what's real outside of humanity? What's really real? The wizards. I'm a wizard. I teach wizardry, witchcraft. You guys have mumbled and jumbled a whole bunch of ideologies and separated them and divided them for your identifiable purposes. But a wizard and a witch and a warlock, we're all the same. We're magic. We have our divisions in your eyes, but we do not divide as humans do. Because you guys just love to divide because you were born into division, so that's all you know as a human, to be divided. Awesome. You ever fill out anything in a job application? What race are you? You sure as shit aren't human right now. Maybe one day you guys will swallow that pride. So the ideal here is to challenge you. Do you really, really, really believe there is wizards? Is the Harry Potter tale really true? And for that matter, is Star Wars, Transformers, Star Trek? Or is it just fantasy, made up? what is fact over there? Can you imagine them over there going, you really think there's humans? No, there can't be. They're saying that about you. And you're going, you really think there's aliens? You really think there's pixies and sprites and griffins and dwarfs and gelflings? Gargoyles, fairies galore, unicorns. Once you see it, you covet it. You got one of the most intelligent animals on this planet, an octopus. They're so self-aware. Another species, a dolphin. You accept the dolphin more than you would the octopus because your familiarity with it. No one has really started communicating with the elephants because they're sentient and they're aware, but they're still working within the paradigm as the dolphins do, and as that, and enough people to do the research. Wow, they're really thinkers. Well, yeah. But if you never knew them, you would never accept them as something like that. And then they're introduced in comfort in numbers, and then you guys are hi-ho, I'm on board. So what are you waiting for to believe that wizards are true? How many of you are magic? All of you. This is magic happening right now. How can you not be magic? Your earth is instantaneous every moment. You create it over and over again, every now. What do you need? So you can never become a magician with your mind. Can't happen. I teach this idea. I teach wizardry. I teach spells, potions. I teach those ideas. I teach in Roxanne's class and Sylvester's, let's say, class. I teach. Because the ones that are open to the heart can remember and learn once again the majestic of magic. But you guys are still identifying magic as a fantasy, as a separation. A lot of you believe in the fairies because they're being channeled by other channelers and such. And I want you to meet one. I want you to talk to one. And that can happen in a vibrational co-creation if you put a shield up. And all identities of non-belief in the existence of another idea, well, let's say, shunt that idea into your perception of reality. In other words, you can't get it. You can get wizards and warlocks and witches. You've had Witch Hazel here before. Literally, that's her name, I know. Here, through this conduit, because it's acceptable by you. You've accepted channeling. It's as simple as that. You've got the Oversoul Collective Raw. You've got one of the largest speaker oversouls spoke through the idea of Seth. You have Ardif, you have Abraham, Treb, Pleiadians galore. All of those are palatable because you've accepted channeling. But now when does your mind give up and you accept with the heart that there are the things that you've hoped they are? Then you start to get the experience when that happens. How does one become magical? To let go of the identity that it's actually fantasy. To let go of the hope that it is actually real, because that's a causality of escape. The hope is an escape from the self of the now. The self of the now wants to hope, and so it can get that proof to permission itself to move to that point of acceptance. But the acceptance must be done in the heart before any idea of hope can ever be, let's say, fortified. Ever. Ever. Because hope is an identity of lack. Period. Simple. So you can move forward with your embracing idea. You don't structure it and try to become a magician. You follow your heart right here. Now, I know I'm pointing to the mind, but your heart is this entire reality. This is all your intuition, and the mind is just a construct that gets in the way. You follow and trust those intuition thoughts. You have the discernment. You spoke through this collective channel before. You know your truth. Do you have the balls to choose yourself? Do you have the gumption? If you want to keep fucking with the 3D idea, limitations, money, abundance, lack, what about this, what about that, I had or not, then you're going to be that distracted, then move on. We're going to teach magic. Magicians can be taught here. That's what we can teach you. Remembrance of what it is to be a wizard, magician. Not in a construct of a Goa collective though, because then it will definitely not happen. That's why none of it's real in your world, because your guys' egos get in your way, because that's what you don't believe about yourself. Simple. We will teach you what it is to be a magician once again for those who are ready. But the heart is the ones who understand it, remember it. The mind for proof of really needing that 1 ounce, 1 shred of proof, then to accept that you are a God, playing in an endless playground. And whatever you choose to be real is real, because you are the God that creates all realities for yourself. Then that person will be the experiencer of the majestic once again. But until that happens, you must cease that idea until the idea, better yet, till you shed your separating idea to hope and really try to convince yourself. This is where honesty kicks in. Really start to convince yourself, stop to convince yourself rather, that it is real, and start to accept it. If this is not your joy, then go. Don't worry about it. And come back next week to another channeling. But if this is your excitement to know that this reality of being a human is interchangeable with all internal framework acceptable thoughts. Star Wars, Star Trek, living with the pixies, riding the unicorns, hanging out with the Pegasus, hanging out with all the other gods you've ever imagined. Literally, physically, hanging out with them. Not in here any longer. Who wants the magic? The one who is vulnerable will get the magic. The one who seeks not proof. The one who sheds the identity of separation. The one who seeks nothing and allows everything. And then the magic comes home. Because you guys, it's not out of bounds to be a magician. You guys just don't know you're already being the magician. Do you? Do you know that? Do you know that all fact in your life is fiction somewhere else, and all fiction somewhere else is fact here, to the eye of the beholder? So whatever you choose is your world. And if you want the magic to return to you, what is rightfully yours, because this is a planet of magicians, truly, you want that back, you want that returning, then you must release the shields that keep you from the worlds that are fantastic in here, but fantasy to the watchful eye of the separators, the divisions, the naysayers, the thwarters of dreams, the ones that say you're not allowed, the ones that say you're an idiot, you're pathetic for choosing to believe that. And then you become defensive in justification, and you become joking about it. Or do you just stand up and say, fuck you? It's my world and I'm starting to choose my isness. And you don't give a flying shit about anyone and how they choose to see you anymore. And you will shed identities galore to find the magician within you. You have many constructs of your books. Your Ra Collective has spoken, your Seth Collective has spoken, your Jane Roberts Collective has spoken, your Abraham Collective has spoken. And there are other collectives that you guys, let's say, don't know about in collapsed timelines that have spoken that you all are magicians. What, we're just making it up? We're just here to fuck with you? I'm a magician incarnated as a magician. I look and walk and talk and smell and eat like a human. But I'm not human. because I'm not disconnected. I didn't disconnect myself as you did. I didn't give myself the veil of illusion. Didn't want to. But I'm a human construct, but I'm not human. I'm a wizard. That's all I am. Okay? Just like I'm an Arcturian, or I'm a Pleiadian, or I'm whatever you want to imagine yourself as an incarnation to be, I'm a wizard. So I have no doubts that I'm a wizard. And I don't need to convince anyone that I am a wizard because I know what I am. Because I never lost my identity of being connected to all that is. My individual singularity. You did because you chose the game. Awesome. So now that you're past that, you can accept yourself. What are you siring? You can accept yourself as an idea of whatever you want it to be. And that loosens up your edges and allows the magician to start talking to you, and you can return home in the magical ways you were rightfully born with. And I don't mean born in humanity, I mean chosen to be existing. That kind of thing. So, my name is Leviticus, you can call me Levi. Call me in your head, and I'll come, just like a lot of you are understanding that Sly's there, Ocyphius is there, and a lot of the channelers that, or the channeled that come through Roxanne are there talking to you more than you can imagine. And all of a sudden you have dreams and you remember. This is really cool. Well, I'm Levi, hi, and I can come and spend time with you. And we can talk about things. And you'll remember your Latin. Remember that. You remember it without being taught it. Good. All right. Oh, we're going to get out of here. It's Friday, Roxy says. Time to enjoy the weekend. We love you guys. We'll see you later. All right, guys. Thank you, Leviticus. Awesome. He was so awesome in class the other day. All right. I think that was about it. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you Wednesday next week.